Just because you haven't heard about cases in your community does not mean they don't exist. April promises a new wave of infections, and as Eric Sorensen reports, new facilities are already being built for the coming surge.
So it's a day of quarantine, and we just woke up and we are planning to go to Pine Hill to check on the stuff and give some instructions what they should do, because it's 2nd of April, and before that let's have a breakfast and make some coffee. Yes, son?
Yes, sir.
Are you happy you're going out?
Yeah.
Oh, you want TV? Yeah, let's see.
I have.
Maybe we have some CD inside.
I'm
Is your pet safe? Not gonna run over it?
gonna look after.
Playing with the bag.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, kitty.
Okay. Nobody's there. Nobody here. It is a day week 2, and there are still people on the streets. There are still people selling stuff on the street.
Everyone with symptoms is being tested. We know there's a backlog of tests, and there's a lag time in getting results. And just because you haven't heard about cases in your community does not mean they don't exist. April promises a new wave of infections, and as Eric Sorensen reports, new facilities are already being built for the coming surge.
It's an ominous sight. Urgent construction of an instant addition to the Joseph Brant Hospital in Burlington, west of Toronto. It will house more than 90 new beds for a surge of COVID-19 patients expected soon. So far, many cases in the country have occurred in clusters. In Calgary, 4 residents of the Mackenzie Town Continuing Care Centre have died. There and across the country, outbreaks have revealed the vulnerability of seniors' homes. Even family must stay away. It's sad, says Quebec's premier, but it's a question of life and death. But so far, Canada as a whole has fared well. For the month of March, the single biggest surge was in Quebec about a week ago when the numbers shot up towards 4,000. That's largely explained by travelers coming with flood.
So none of the parking guys would ever put a mask. People on the motorcycles with a kid don't wear masks. So we're still on the way. It's about 1.5 hour drive from Bandung to Chibaras on the car. If on the motorcycle might be a little bit faster. Sometimes it takes 40 minutes depending on your skills. But anyway, what we realized while we were on the streets and we saw so many people not wearing a mask, I would say 60 to 70%. They don't wear masks. Most of the people who walk on the street, they don't really understand the immensity and the danger of that virus, and simply because they don't do research, and as well they just don't see it around them. They think if it doesn't come around them, then it's safe. The rest, people who are not on the streets, they probably know that. So the people who are on the streets do not know anything, and 70 to 60% of them, they do not know. We see a lot of parking guys where the amount of wage that they get every month is not enough to support them to stay home. None of them wear masks, and we see a lot of Gojek guys. They're sitting by the side of the streets with 5 to 6 people talking to each other, smoking. None of them wore masks. A lot of people riding motorcycles that don't wear masks. They think that if they're riding on a motorcycle, that any virus will be not on the street. Well, if anybody at the front of him sneezes, anybody behind him 10 to 15 meters will get infected. So this is things that people need to think about.
Why you so far away, Daddy?
Well, because it is a beautiful place up in the mountains, and the mountains, they're not very close to the cities.
Oh, this is far away.
Well, usually people don't build cities in the mountains, so it's economically good place to do business.
Because the city is close next to the mountain.
No,
Kilometer.
in a way yes, but it's mostly because people don't like to go up and down. They like to stay where they are. Like right now, in quarantine, we're all going down.
Up. I'm going up.
But we are going up to the mountains.
Oh, that is house working office. That's what you talking about the builders. They fix stuff and they break stuff and they fix them.
That's right. We break stuff and we fix again.
And they move it somewhere else super taller.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, again, one more thing. Almost every place on the streets are closed except pump stations and some service centers. I would say if you have your tires flattened, all these motorcycle little shops that can pump your air in your tire and fix it up, they're all open. And the main reason, because they can close. If they close, they won't survive. And some little warungs. Warungs is cafeterias, Indonesian little cafeterias, very cheap and affordable for anybody to have a lunch and dinner. And but the big shops and big private businesses, restaurants, they will close down, and none of them would be able to open simply because they have much better source for information, and I think they know how risky it is to open. What I see is that more educated and more sophisticated people who have access to all the information that is available online. It is completely available to anybody. It just depends on what you're looking for and what kind of subscription to certain people and followers you have. Depending on that, you will get information earlier than others. And the people who are farmers, people who have simple jobs, that doesn't include much of connection to the outside world, they don't wear masks. There's people completely have their own world on their own, and they think that whatever is happening outside will never get to them. That explains why they don't wear masks. And here we are, arriving to Pine Hill.
This stuff wearing a mask. What? One guy not wearing? Who is that?
Why?
The others are wearing.
So we just arrived to Pine Hill, and I'm about to have a meeting with the staff. Just do a little simple training and just to see what is the condition of the people here. I'm done with the meeting and talked to the guys, gave some instructions, Everyone is worried what's going on with the virus, and if we are going to open any time, this is not gonna work better if we keep being closed. So at least for the next couple of months they have no worries about their income, and they still can feed their families. So we're going back now to Bandung, and let's take some more videos on the streets.